Hey everyone, I'm back again with a little different kind of video. It's a post-commentary video. I finally did get to play the Dissidia Final Fantasy NT Open Beta. Keep in mind this is the Japanese Open Beta, hence why you can see the Japanese text on the screen. I figure I make this video and talk about, what I think about the game, because I have played the first two Dissidia games for the PSP. And if you want to join, the beta, because the beta doesn't end until like, honestly, like next month, and that's the Japanese beta. The Japanese beta does not end until like next month, and then the following like days next month, the North American beta begins right there. I don't know when the North American beta begins, but if I do find it, I'm going to. You should actually be seeing images on the screen right now of how you can join. Well, not how you can join. Of what time the Japanese beta starts and stuff like that. Because it's not an everyday thing. It's only like 2 days and then 1 day break and then the other 2 days, stuff like that. And I'll also be posting an image on the North American beta. First and foremost, for those of you who do not know how to, download Japanese games on the PlayStation, stuff like that, it's actually very easy. Just make a Japanese account. Make a Japanese account. Put your country as like anywhere in Japan, and bam, you're good. But enough about that. I do want to talk about the game. I want to compare it to the other two Dissidia games I've played in the past. Now, the other two Dissidia games were on PSP, the PlayStation Portable. So it was actually very simple controls. I mean, you had I think it was R1. It was the right trigger and X, or right trigger and triangle to dash. You have left trigger to switch targets and all that stuff. It was actually a very simple game. This game is almost the same. Almost the same, and you could probably see it on screen already. I'm playing as one of the new characters to the Dissidia roster. He is the main character of the first Final Fantasy Tactics game. I do not remember his name at all because he's one of those characters that, yes, he does have a default name, but just like every other Final Fantasy game, instead of giving them their default name, like instead of calling Tidus in your playthrough of Final Fantasy X, you can give them your name, and they'll call you your name. Um, I wanted to try him because I wanted to see how he would work, and he actually does have a voice in this game, so it's pretty cool. Um, this game compared to the other two Dissidia games is honestly extremely different. The circle button is still exactly the same. Circle button is still the bravery attack. You hold circle and forward, you do one bravery attack. You hold circle and back. I mean, you press circle while holding back, you do one. You press circle while not holding any direction, you do another one. And some of the bravery attacks require you to press circle multiple times to finish the combo. For those of you new to the Dissidia games, bravery attacks are attacks that steal pretty much attack points from other players. Hence, right now you can see on the screen how my attack is 1,442. If I was to attack somebody with an HP attack, which is the square button, they would take that amount of damage. If I was to do it while my number's at 0, or if I'm in a break status, they will take no damage at all. The HP attacks in this game are very weird because in the other Dissidia games you could have multiple HP attacks. I think you could have like 3 or 4 equipped at the same exact time. In this game you can only have one. You can only have one HP attack equipped, but you can change it. You can change what you want it to be. I did not do that because in the closed beta and in the open beta you are able to customize the characters and all that jazz. I did not change my HP attacks. I did not change my bravery attacks. I found them to be okay, especially this character's bravery attack. I like his attack. It's just a 3-hit slash. It's pretty cool. But the way I hope they bring this back in the actual full game, the full console game. I was always the one who loved the lock-on dash, where you dash to an enemy that you're locked onto. In the beta, you have the free roam dash. So as soon as you start dashing, you control where you move and everything. Um, the dodge mechanic is back as well. The only difference is dodge is L1. Dash is R1 and dodge is L1. Dodging isn't like an aerial dodge like it was in the other Dissidia games. It's actually just like a little like back step if you're on the ground, or like you do like a back step in midair. When you get hit, just like in the other Dissidia games, you press the block button and X at the same time and you recover. And yes, what you're seeing on screen is a summon. You can summon mid-battle. In the other Dissidia games, when there was a crystal on the map, you would break the crystal to fill up your special meter, putting you in your ultimate state. In this game, when you break a crystal, you fill up a summon gauge. And once that summon gauge is filled, anyone on your team can summon. It doesn't have to be one person or anything. Anyone on your team can summon. And you may notice it a little bit as well right now. Your characters do actually show battle damage. Like, you can see on my character's face, he's got like dirt on his face. If you were paying attention in that clip, his cape was like ripped and stuff like that. Your characters do take battle damage. How far the battle damage they take, I do not know. But yeah, the summoning mechanic is actually pretty cool. I thought it would be like the other game, how it would just be like an icon that gives you like buffs, or it gives the enemy like a debuff and stuff like that. And you can probably see for that moment, Vaughn's wearing a costume. There are costumes in this game. There's, just like in the other Dissidia games, there are costumes in this game, but in the other Dissidia games, you have to actually purchase those costumes with in-game money, and some of them you have to actually buy them from the PlayStation Store. In this game, there are loot boxes. There are loot boxes in this game, but I know what you're thinking. Oh, loot box! Every game's doing loot box. Yeah, depending on the game, loot boxes are probably not needed. Like Overwatch, their loot box system is just cosmetics. That's it. It has nothing to do with the game. It doesn't give you any strong weapons or anything like that. In this game, you'll see it at the end of the video. Loot boxes come in the form of like these yellow sun-looking medals. That once you have enough, like once you get at least one, you can go to the treasure room and just open it, and you'll get I think like one thing from the box. The boxes vary from costumes to weapons to player icons to I have no idea, because considering this is a Final Fantasy game, it's gonna have a lot of shit. The weapons, you can change your character's weapon. I don't think the weapons affect online play, because that would honestly be very unfair. That you're just like a good example is you're just starting out, but you're fighting someone who's got like that character's ultimate weapon, giving him an advantage and stuff like that. I don't think it would affect online play. I think only the weapons would affect story mode, like how it did in the other Dissidia games. And speaking of story mode, I can't show story mode off because honestly it's just nothing but cutscenes, and I'm pretty sure no one really wants to see it. I will say this about story mode. This story takes place after Duodecim. This story takes place after... Well, okay. Yeah. This story takes place after Final Fantasy Dissidia Duodecim, because Duodecim was basically extended version of the first Final Fantasy, the first Dissidia game. This game does take place after Duodecim because there is a cutscene. The cutscene that introduces Noctis to the game, where Lightning in her goddess armor encounters Noctis and pretty much tells him like, you're new to the fight and stuff like that, and Warrior of Light appears and he recognizes Lightning and he says, Lightning, how have you been, stuff like that. And he says, the Cosmos summon us, and I'm like, oh snap, they're actually talking about Cosmos. And Lightning straight up says, no, it's the one who inherited her will. So new story that takes place after the old story, so that's pretty cool. I honestly thought it would be like a reboot or something like that, but that's actually pretty cool that this story mode takes place after Duodecim. Another thing that I heard, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to show it off because every time you go into the beta, the character selection changes. So for example, if I was to go into the beta on the 23rd and today on the 24th, this character would have been there. But another example would be if I was to get on the beta the next day, because every 2 days, after the 2 days of beta play, I think it's 1 day of break, and then the next 2 days it's a new character lineup that you can play from. Um, I did hear that the two new characters, the good character, Cosmos's Will, the girl that inherited Cosmos's Will, and the new bad guy who honestly reminds me of Akuma from Street Fighter, I heard that you could play as those characters. That's what I heard. I heard you could play as those characters. I've yet to see any footage of that, but I heard you could play as those characters. And there's Noctis sticking out like a sore thumb. Honestly, when you look at the character roster of this game, you spot Noctis right away because he sticks out like a sore thumb. He's wearing modern day clothes while everyone else is wearing like these armor or leather fantasy type clothing and stuff like that. But if you want to watch that cutscene that I was talking about, the introduction of Noxus to the game, there is the English cutscene version of it because that cutscene was also in the closed beta, which was English to some people. Um, I don't know if story mode is different for each beta because when I went into story mode, it was just cutscenes for me. So maybe just like how the character roster changes, story mode lineup changes as well. And story mode, I think story mode's gonna be kind of annoying. I don't know if they're gonna do this in the full game, but sorry. Right now I'm in arcade mode, just like in the other game, how there was an arcade mode, how you fought, enemies. I'm in an arcade mode, and at the end of the mode, it tallies up your score and it rewards you with treasure, story mode currency, and I assume currency. And in this video, it also gave me Ramu as another summon, and I don't get to show off Ramu, so I'm very sorry about that. But Ramu is actually pretty cool. I do show off Leviathan. Story mode, like I said, I hope it doesn't work like this in the actual full game. To continue in story mode, you need the story mode tokens to unlock a path in story mode. It's not like how in it's not like how in the first Dissidia game, it was just cutscene, chessboard story stuff, cutscene, chessboard story stuff, or how in Duodecim it was open world, a little bit of open world, chessboard story stuff, blah blah blah. In this game, it's actually like a Monopoly board, you could say. You start off in the beginning, and then you have alternate branching pathways that you need to unlock with story tokens. Like I said, I hope that's not an actual thing in the full game, because from what I see, the only way to unlock those tokens is to just do arcade mode. The character levels are still here. Your characters do level up individually, and if you've played the other Dissidia games before, you should know that the more your character levels up, the more moves and stuff like that he unlocks. I tried to do it. I even went in tutorial mode. I don't think characters have ultimate moves in this game like they did in the other two games, because I tried everything. I even played as Zidane in tutorial because I do like playing as Zidane, and I went into his trance state, which I'll get into that in a second, but there was no ultimate or anything. And you'll probably notice right now on the screen, there are 3 icons on the bottom left. The triangle button in this game actually does something. Right now, from what I can tell when I was playing, the big icon is like the big icon is always a move related to the character you're playing as. So right now I charged it up, and when I use it, I think it gives me an attack boost. The icon on the top that looks like a sword image, that is an AoE attack boost, or an area of effect attack boost. Pretty much when I use it, my team within the range will gain attack damage. The bottom one is poison, literally poison for Final Fantasy. You shoot a ball of poison in a straight line. It does not go far and it does not home. So I would recommend doing it to people that are like, stunned on the wall or something, and you poison them. To use these moves, pretty much think of it like the circle moves. To use the upper one, you press up and triangle. To use the regular one, you just press triangle. Use the bottom one, you press down and triangle. The symbols on the bottom right are pretty much you know, shout outs and stuff like that, call outs. If you're familiar with playing certain games that have these functions, and here's Leviathan right now actually. Um, if you're familiar with certain games that do these functions, these symbols at the bottom right are basically commands to tell what your team to do and stuff like that. If you're playing with NPCs, if you're playing online, they're just, you know, shoutouts and stuff like that, like hey, back me up and stuff like that. The summons, I don't know what attacks the summons do. I don't know if they do bravery attacks. I don't know if they do HP attacks, because I honestly did not pay mind to it at all because I'm too busy in the actual battle. Um, and you can also lock on to the summons. I don't know if you can actually attack the summons to get rid of them, but from what I've seen in videos, Shiva is probably the best summon from what I saw. I mean, I used Ramu when I was playing by myself, and I love like his effects on the stage and stuff like that. His effects on the stages looks really cool. I don't know if 1v1s are gonna come back because this game implements 3v3. You do share lives. You can see it on the top left of the screen. You do share lives, blue being your lives, red being their lives. And you can also see the summon gauge on the top left of the screen as well. There is a new game mode. I don't know if you can play it online. I don't know if you can play it offline. I did experience it in tutorial. There is a new game mode. It is basically, what's a good example? I honestly don't have a good example, but it's basically two teams of three. Both teams have a crystal. To win one of the team's crystals has to be destroyed. And the cool thing about this game mode is that, yeah, you can go out and, you know, kill the other players, and then when they're all dead, you just go in and destroy their crystal. If there is a player inside of the boundary that their crystal is in, the crystal cannot be damaged until that enemy player is out of the zone of that crystal. So that's something. It was an interesting mode. There are types in this game. There's the heavy type, there's the shoot type, there's the unique type, and there's also the speed type. Heavy and speed have a unique thing that at the end of a combo, they could do like a dash cancel or a dodge cancel to continue the combo. Shoot's basically, there's only one tutorial for shoot. Shoot basically tells you that you can negate like other shooting abilities with if you have a stronger shooting ability. Unique in terms of this character that I'm playing as, he is unique. He is heavy, speed, and shoot in one. Because if you've never played the Final Fantasy Tactics games, the Tactics games implements the job system, so he's pretty much like all the jobs in one character. What else is there? The stages do change. Because I do know some of the stages change. The music changes by itself in mid-stage as well. That's actually a pretty cool thing. But I don't notice much about the stages that are changing because, yet again, I am too much into the battle to honestly pay mind to that. What else is there? I can't really say anything else. I mean, overall, I enjoyed it. I had fun. I am definitely going to play it on the 26th because I don't think the beta is gonna be open tomorrow, but I think on the 26th and 27th it's gonna be open. So, like I said before, I'm going to post the pictures of the Japanese time. You're gonna have to find out, you know, what time your time zone is gonna be for relative to the Japanese time zone and stuff like that. And then after the Japanese beta, like I said, the American beta is going to be open as well. It's going to be the same exact thing. The only thing is just going to be in English text and stuff like that. This beta is online. It's not like the closed beta because I think the closed beta was offline only. The open beta is online, and you can play with other players. You can even host a room and invite your friends and stuff like that. I don't know if this game has local multiplayer. The other Dissidia games had local multiplayer as well, but that's if two people had the same exact game. But I don't know if this game has local multiplayer. There's not much else I can really say because I was actually a bit limited to what I could do. The only things I could actually do were rush battle. There is a mode called free battle, and I was not able to access that. There's a shop which I wasn't able to access. And then, there's the standard options, story mode, tutorial, battle tutorial, system tutorial, stuff like that. But overall, I am very excited for this game, and definitely will be getting this game next year. And I will be playing this game because I do like the Dissidia games. I played a lot of it when I had it for PSP. I still have it for PSP. Played a lot of it, made sure to max out all the characters and stuff like that. And I liked it. I think every character is from Dual Destin's gonna be in this game because you may have seen it. You could actually see it in the video. I did fight Kane. Kane Highwind is in this game. He is in this game. He does not appear in the cinematic trailer from what I saw. But if Kane is going to be in this game, I mean, Lightning's in the game, and the Warrior of Light clearly remembers Lightning. So I'm pretty sure every other character from Dual Destiny is going to be in it. So Laguna, Tifa, Yuna, stuff like that. That's going to be pretty fun. Those clear-looking diamond shapes that you saw, those are story icons, and the sun medal that you just saw as well are basically blue boxes. And at the end of the arcade mode, you unlock all this stuff. I don't know what any of this stuff says. But before the video ends, the last thing you're gonna see is how the treasure system works, and stuff like that. But aside from this character, and there's Ramo right there. Aside from this character, who I don't remember his name, and aside from Noctis, who is in the game as well, Ace from Final Fantasy Type 0 is going to be in the game as well. So that's something to look forward to as well. I don't know if they're gonna add like other characters from like Final Fantasy Mobius and stuff like that. But I'll leave you with the last few like seconds of this video, watching the treasure room. So I hope to see you all on the 26th, and I hope all of you have a great Christmas and all that stuff. So good night and have a great Christmas. Bye bye.